Hey guys, it's time to adjust our tier list a little bit after looking at the new characters from the Assassin's Creed collaboration and all the new Euphoria updates. So let's speedrun these updates to our tier list real quick. You can see our current tier list right here. Excuse the quality a little bit, it will of course be much better on our database, and my manager will take care of this in no time, don't worry about it. A little bit of a spoiler alert: when I sat down and thought this through, then I noticed that the result here will be a little bit awkward. It doesn't matter though, because it is what it is, you know. First of all, you can see, like, I cut out the F tier here. You'll see a little bit of a sneak peek of the F tier way down in the bottom there though. So first of all, let's talk about the Euphoria updates, and let's start off with Via. She was in the F tier when we made our tier list last time. Now with her new Euphoria update, and with her having a respectable place, best in slot, in one of the best teams in the game now. It will be rank 5 or rank 6, we will have to see about that, and that of course greatly improves her viability, and we will put her into the B tier. And yeah, we can, as I said, speedrun this a little bit and put the entire rank up team right where the ultimate archetype team is, because they will be pretty much on equal footing. So that would also move Hisabeth up into the B tier, and of course Mercuria would be right up there in the B tier. And that's what I meant with, it is a little bit awkward because the B tier is hella stacked right now when it comes to how many characters are in there. But again, it is what it is, and you can see what this indicates is that the balance of the game overall improved. So it's a good thing that the B tier is that stacked, because that's kind of the tier where the most well balanced characters are. Alright, we have that rank up team out of the way. Now let's talk about the last Euphoria update, the third Euphoria upgrade. Eternity got a Euphoria update number 2, and what it does is pretty much nothing, honestly. Yeah, you have the option to replace Semmelweis there as the sub DPS and put Eternity in with the Euphoria number 2, but honestly speaking, no one will ever do that. Everyone has Semmelweis already obtained if they plan to play Bloodtide, as she was part of multiple Euphoria banners and she has a permanent banner in the game. So no one, and she will even be part of the Euphoria banner in version 2.8 as well. So no one should ever not have Semmelweis if they plan to play the Bloodtide. Then everyone will continue to just use Eternity's Euphoria number 1, which is what this placement and this tier list is about when it comes to Eternity, and so she will not improve in her ranking. Yeah, it makes the Bloodtide team a little bit more flexible, right? Her Euphoria number 2, but again, everyone has Semmelweis, so you would never want or need to replace Semmelweis there. And even if you would, then Sentinel would all of a sudden become a must pull, which is also something you wouldn't want. So if you boil things down now, then Eternity's Euphoria update number 2 is completely useless, and therefore she will not increase in ranked. Again, a little bit of a side note, don't believe this incredible nonsensical garbage that some people spread around the internet of Eternity could or might be a replacement for Nordica. That is one of the dumbest things that has ever been said when it comes to Reverse1999. But now enough for Eternity, let's move on to other characters. And now we have to address 2 more characters, and those characters are Argus and An-Li, because for this new rank up team that is based around Marcus, Via, Hisabeth and Mercuria, Argus and An-Li are substitutes for this team, and that has to be respected a little bit. The problem with it is that these two, they compete with Mercuria for the support slot in this team, and they are both so hard outclassed that their viability is not increasing by a lot here, even though they are now substitutes for a respectable team. But honestly speaking, and like taking this with a realistic approach, you would not really want to play these two anyways, like still, you know, but you could. And yeah, is that enough to improve their ranking here from the F tier? You know, you see, if we would put them into the D tier, then they would be on the same level as a Lopera, an Anli. Why is Anionala twice here? I don't know. Let's get her out. Idruvis, honestly speaking, I don't see these characters, Argus and Anali, on the same level as the characters in D tier. Even though they are now substitutes, their substitute spot is not good enough. They are just not good enough, and that's why I will keep them in F tier. They can still be happy that they even made it onto this list. And that's it, we are pretty much done. Now, of course, we got 2 or 3, this is a tier list about 6-star characters. And they are pretty much like the top of the meta. We're talking about the best characters in this game here. So the 5-star is immediately excluded. And that would leave us with Ezio and Cassandra. Now, if you have seen my video that I recently put out talking about Ezio and Cassandra and if you should pull them and how much value they have and how good they are, then you will know that they are pretty trash and must skips. So now Ezio is very flexible, although like the spots where he can be flexed in, not really, you know, it's kind of like Liang, it's kind of like 37 as well. And Anionala, like they can be put into the follow-up team. And the question that arises here, right? Would Ezio be better than any of those 3? You know? That's a very important question that needs to be answered. And right now, without like truly testing him myself and like really seeing him in action in this follow-up team, it's hard for me to judge if he will be better than Liang or 37 or Anionala, right? That's a hard question for me to answer. So since it is way more likely for people, for us players, to be in possession of a character like 37 or Anionala, and Ezio is a must pull, is a must skip, excuse me, I would personally put him into the F tier together with like Lilia and Argus. See, if I say it like that, it sounds a little bit unfair to me. So I think the best place, right, thinking a little bit more about this and saying it out loud, I think the best place for him is actually the D tier. Again, I'm not exactly sure if I'm too generous here. He's definitely not C tier, right? It's the only question that arises here, is he D or F? And honestly speaking, it doesn't really matter what tier he is. Like everyone should skip him anyways, so what's the point of talking about him, you know? But he's a character in this game and he has to be ranked. So yeah, I will leave him in the D tier for now. Cassandra doesn't make this list, forget about her. If you really want to rank Cassandra and talk about her, then really the only possible place you can put her in is the F tier. She's complete trash. She's worse than Ezio, that's a fact, and therefore she has to be placed below Ezio. She's at least 1 tier worse than Ezio is. So the F tier would be the only logical place, and right, you could also go the route and put Ezio into the F tier, although I think he's better than Winsong and Lilia and Jay, you know. So I would put him in D. If you put him in F, then Cassandra doesn't make this list. Now that I put him in D, putting Cassandra into the F tier would be fair. Guys, I almost did it again. I almost forgot about Too Furry again, but not this time. I have to put her in the F tier though. Though that is not because I hate her or I don't like her. I love Too Furry. But I cannot put her just one tier below Sotheby. You know, that would be insulting to Sotheby, if I'm being completely honest. So Too Furry belongs on this list, but unfortunately she is in the F tier. So there we go. This time I didn't forget about Too Furry. And yeah, those are the changes that are made to our tier list, considering everything we got in the Assassin's Creed collaboration. And that's about the video, guys. I hope this video was fun and informative. If you like Reverse1999 content in general, please consider leaving a follow on my channel. I would really appreciate it. But until next time, take care of yourselves, have a great day, and we love this game.